I've tested over 40 products in my life, and after finding a winner that's now doing 3K a day, there's actually only a few characteristics that a winner needs. And if you find a winner but think it's too saturated, there's a special method I use to beat the competition and create my own market. To get started, we actually have to define what a winning product is and what kind of characteristics they have. So first of all, it needs to be a problem solver. This is going to sound really cliche, everybody says it, your product needs to solve a problem, but it's really true. Think about it. If you're trying to buy something, it's going to solve some sort of problem in your life. Even if you're going to the grocery store, right, you're buying food, the problem is you're going to go hungry. You are hungry, right? So you need nourishment. Now, when it's a product, whether it be, trying to lose weight or you want to look more attractive, these are all things that are problems. And now you, as the e-com brand owner, you're here to provide them, the customer, the solution. So problem solver is huge, especially when you're selling on Facebook ads. That's all that we do here is we sell on Facebook ads. I don't do any sort of TikTok organic, anything like that. There you can get away with some more flashy products and all kinds of crazy stuff over there. But in general, the way to build a long-term brand is to have a problem-solving product. I mean, even think about Apple. Big problem solver with the iPhone. So next up is having a high AOV, which means average order value. And high AOV to me typically means at least $50. Typically 75, especially in the beauty niche, and since that's where I reside. So 75 plus is kind of where you want to be. You could even do 100 plus. Those are really, really high average order values. And you can get there from not just your base product, but also upsells and anything like that, some shipping, all kinds of stuff you can do to get the average order value high. But in general, the product itself needs to be pretty high ticket. When you're trying to sell $20 products on Facebook, it's going to be really tough to be profitable on the front end. If you're running a subscription brand, you can get away with running something a little bit lower, like $20 to $30, and you can run a little bit unprofitable on the front end, because in the back end, month after month after month, when people don't cancel those subscriptions, you're going to be very profitable. But in most cases, if you're not running a subscription brand, trying to have that 75 plus AOV is very essential. So moving along to the third thing is an emotional tie, and this is very, very crucial. If you don't have an emotional tie to the product at all, you can still sell it. I'm not going to say you can't, but I think it makes it really easy if you can tie emotions to it. And if you look up the core emotions, basic emotions are fear, disgust, joy, excitement, love. There's some other ones here that you can add on to that basic list. But when you're looking at products, think about these emotions and how you can tie these emotions to your product and how you can use those emotions to motivate the buyers to sell. I say this all the time, but customers buy on emotion and they back it up with logic. So your job as the marketer is to sell them an emotion and then back it up with a logical solution in the product, right? And obviously you need to lay it all out on the product page and with emails and all kinds of stuff to make them feel good and understand that they made a logical decision in their purchase. But emotions are really huge. You can definitely, it gets a little bit manipulative, honestly. I was watching a podcast the other day and he was talking about how emotional selling stories and using emotions and how much data you can collect on people. And when you really start tying to people's emotions, it can be pretty manipulative, which is pretty scary, but it's kind of the way it is. So moving along to the next thing is not common in stores. This is huge. There's more that you could put along in winning product characteristics or definitions, but for me, these are the four that I've found make the most sense for my stores and the products that I try to sell. So being not common in stores is huge. There was a video that I did on the main channel a while back, and it was a bunny lamp. It was for an organic dropshipping challenge. So I would never sell that on Facebook ads, but it's a flashy kind of product, and I thought it wasn't common in stores. Well, it turns out it was common in stores, and that's really what contributed to some early failures. Eventually tweaked some things and was able to find a little bit of success with that, but being not common in stores and running Facebook ads is huge because you're going to get comments. Getting engagement in comments is good, but when people are saying, oh, like this is in Walmart, or this is in Walmart, Amazon has it for $10, in one day shipping. Like, how are you supposed to compete with that? So when people think that Amazon has it or Walmart has it, they think that, oh, I got you, and this ad's stupid. And then once you get those comments, then other people are like, oh, okay, and then they're never gonna buy from you. So it needs to be unique. And I will say there is a way to beat Walmart and Amazon. I'm going to talk about there at the bottom, so just stay tuned for that. Moving along, how do you actually find winning products? I mean, we have the characteristics down. which is very important. But how do you find them? Well, first of all, Kalo data. This is becoming pretty saturated. A lot of people know about it now. It's basically TikTok Shop. Tons of people post videos selling TikTok Shop products as an affiliate marketer for different brands, and there's a lot of winning creatives that you can just rip, throw on Facebook, and make some money right away. It's not a bad method. The problem is so many people are doing that right now, especially taking from TikTok and moving it over to Facebook. A secret method that you could do is take Kalo data products and move them over to a different market, so maybe Google Ads or maybe Pinterest or something like that. Something where people aren't looking as much. But this method, it still works. You can still find some products. Usually you want to find good volume. You don't want to be on the first page. There's free trials and stuff you can do that you can go through and try to search. So that method is decent. The next method is using Facebook tools, something called Ad Spy, something else called Minea. There's some different ad tools that you can use. I'm not affiliated with these, but I really do like Ad Spy. Ad Spy is pretty good. It's a little more basic and a little more old style, but I actually found a winning product for my friend on Ad Spy, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Facebook tools are great. The issue is when you find things on Facebook that are winning, it's you're selling on Facebook, so you're going to be their direct competitor. And the thing is, when you find products on Facebook, you want to make sure that there's only a couple competitors, which I'm going to get into here. But the next way is just by scrolling. On Facebook or even Instagram, if you can try to get your algorithm tailored to the market that you want to be selling in. So if you're in beauty, if you're a guy, it's going to be a little different, but you got to start looking into, maybe just make a new account and start following some like Kim Kardashian, or start following some beauty influencers and go from there. And then look at the suggested. When you click follow, click suggested, and then you can follow more people, start liking some posts, look at some comments, and eventually you'll start to get some of those ads. And then once you get one of those ads, make sure that you add to carts, you initiate checkout, and you spend some time on that website as well. And you watch like the ads, you save the ads as well. That's a really good method. So scrolling, honestly, is a really nice method as well. And you can do that on TikTok, Facebook, or anything. Everybody traditionally does it on TikTok, and that's not a bad method, but honestly on Facebook isn't bad either. Yeah, moving along to the fourth method is literally just the ad library, which is going to be essential when we validate the products. But ad library, you can just search some different things, some keywords like red light therapy or weight loss. Actually, weight loss probably not a good one. Red light therapy is a good one, and you can kind of go through there and see what's out there and what kind of products, and then narrow down your search a little bit more. But that method is kind of old school. It's a little bit tough to do, so I'd really stick to scrolling and something like Ad Spy, Kalo data. Those are all solid methods. Now, so if you've made it this far in the video, I think you'd be a great fit for the Ecom Syndicate, which is my paid community. You get direct access to me to ask me anything you want. There are some educational videos in here for digital products, for drop shipping. There's also brand building stuff as well. There's over 30 videos in there right now that you can watch and learn from. And then also there's proven frameworks, themes, there's notes, there's tools, that's a lot of stuff that's not publicly shared that a lot of the top 7-figure brand owners are using right now. And it's going to give you some different systems that you can implement in your business, which will make things way more efficient. And there's also weekly calls when people are free. So if you are feeling like you're stuck drop shipping, or you're trying to get a product off the ground, or you're starting to scale, and you're in this 0 to 50K a month range, or even 50 to 100K a month, I think you'd be a great fit for the syndicate. So there's a link in the description and in the pinned comments if you're interested. And also, if you have not started your drop shipping journey just yet, you're sitting here watching on the sidelines, there's a link for 3 months free of Shopify. I was able to partner up and get you guys a great deal there. So if you have not started a store, go ahead and do so. With that said, let's get back to the banger video. Moving along, how do you know if you actually have a winning product? Because you could find products, and actually I've had several people come to me in my community, and they'll say, well, they'll send me some products and say, well, which one? And well, there's a couple ways to validate it. First of all, there has to be stores with success with it. If you're just looking for a product, you're taking it from AliExpress, it's got like 5 orders or even 100 orders, but you can't find a soul selling that product, it's a no-go. You gotta find a store that's doing at least like 75 to 100K a month with it. You can use a tool called Shop Hunter. That writing is supposed to say Shop Hunter, but I'm just gonna type it out that way you can actually read it. Let me get rid of that. And yeah, so that's a great way to kind of validate it. I think with Shop Hunters, it's like off 90% of the time. Only on more established stores is it good. Another tool you can use is called SimilarWeb. You can see right here. It gives you monthly visits, and if it's more of an established store, you can kind of just see like this website that I'm using right now gets 3 million visits, which is pretty insane. So if you got that on like a Shopify store, they're absolutely printing money if they're getting 3 million visits. I mean, you guys see my store on the daily. I don't even crack 1,000 sessions, so I'm only getting like 500 to 750, and that's spending 1,500 plus a day. So next one is fits the bill. Like, use some common sense. Like, it makes sense with what you're trying to solve. It fits all these characteristics up here, right? It fits all these, and then it just needs to make sense, honestly. And then third thing is, I would suggest starting with some more simpler products. Sometimes you can try to do some fancy, like I mentioned the subscriptions earlier, where some people try to do these supplements and all that stuff. Like, you can do that. It's going to be a little bit tougher because you might have some more fulfillment issues. You might have more returns, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So maybe I'll start with some simple products just to get started. That's not like, that's optional. I wouldn't say like you have to do that, but yeah. All right. So this is where things get a little bit interesting, because people say, I think this product is saturated. Is my product cooked? Is my product cooked? Well, probably. And there's a way to get around it. It's called the art of the offer. And so most people, when we look at those stores that are doing 75 to 100K plus a month, if there's several stores doing 75K, 100K, or even like 300K, 500K, how are you going to come in and beat them? The product might be good. It might have all the fundamentals, and there might only be like 1 to 2. Usually you want to find like under 5 competitors selling products, and usually 1 to 2 need to be doing that's 75 plus a month at least. Usually you're looking for 100K plus to like really validate the product, but let me just put that there. So you need to look at these competitors. What are their offers? If they are selling the product as itself, like just standalone product, you can beat that no problem. If they're selling like a buy one get one, you can still beat that. If they're selling a product kit, like you buy this and you get 3 other products, you're not beating them. They are selling to a product aware audience, and it's going to be really tough to come in there, especially as a beginner. The only way you're going to do that is if you have a way better product, you have way better marketing. And to come in there, that's not low-hanging fruit. When you're trying to get into dropshipping, you're looking for the low-hanging fruit that you can just grab. And there's so much money out there. You just got to grab the money. And you want to be looking for people that are doing just basic offers or discount offers. So they just have the product and they have a discount. Those are the people you want to be looking for. And if they're doing 75K a month with that, I mean, that's the lowest hanging fruit of all time. Now, buy one, get one, yeah, you can rip that too. That might be the best offer that they've tried, and they tried maybe a kit and it didn't work for them. So there's that possibility. The kit is like a 3-in-1, or the gift. That's another way to do it, is maybe the kit is like the way that I do it. That's how I found my product. There were several people selling it, and I just came in here and said, you know what, I'm going to give it a full solution. And yeah, so that's how I found my winning product. It was kind of saturated, but I created my own market by building a kit. The other way you can do this is with gifts. And let me just type this out. Gifts. So buy this, get this. And it needs to be related to your other product. It needs to give more of a solution to the problem. So it potentially can have some emotional tie. Potentially, it's just like another winning product. Like, people need to be, that product needs to be in demand. People need to want the gift. If they don't want the gift, that doesn't really give them an incentive to buy it in the first place. So this offer is really solid. There's different kinds of offers, and I can do a whole video on offers. I might keep that more gated for the community, but yeah, gifts is a great way. Kits is the way to beat any kind of saturation in most cases, unless that's already being done. You can do more gifts. You can raise your AOV. That is what's really huge about this as well. So if somebody's selling for $50 and they're just selling the product, right? They're just selling one thing. You can come in here and do 3-in-1, or buy one get one, right? 1-1. You can go 75. Obviously, the margins have to make sense. 3-in-1, you can even go up to like 99. Depends on the product and everything. But yeah, there's ways to increase your average order value, and it's all about the offer. So this is kind of a basics, how to find products, how to get products, and understanding what a winning product is in dropshipping. I know this was a lot of information. I didn't want to go super in depth, but now you have a really solid overview of finding winning products. So with that said, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.